Greetings, teammates. Chris Anderson here with your July EMI Equipper. I pray that you're all having a fantastic season, a fruitful season. And as we approach the mid part of July, for a lot of us, our season is now half over. And now's a great time to just stop and just check in and say, how's your season going? How are you investing your endurance sports involvement? Are you forming new relationships? Are you helping those new relationships, as well as your established relationships, grow closer to the Lord? Are you growing closer to the Lord through this whole experience? If you are, and if you're helping disciple others do the same thing, then I just want to say, great job. Keep up the great work. If you're not, then I want to be that gentle voice of encouragement that says, stop. Don't make this season about you. Don't make it about some endurance goal that no one's going to remember in a year or two anyway. Invest it wisely. Don't waste the second half of your season. Win at what matters most in this coming year. And so, as we talk about spiritual topics this month, I'm going to take just a break from our series on spiritual parenting, and I want to share a tool that was recently shared with me. It blessed me, and I pray it's going to bless you. And to give credit where credit is due, I received this from Western FCA staff member Nate Lewis, fantastic FCA staff guy down there, and he got it from Dave Gibson, who's a former FCA staff member and now a missions and evangelism pastor at Grace Church in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And so this tool is a sequence of discussion topics that's going to help you get from kind of casual conversation into a conversation about faith. And there's nothing magical about this, or even spiritual for that matter, but sometimes it's just helpful to have a roadmap to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. And so the tool, this sequence of discussion topics, is the acronym SHARE, S-H-A-R-E, which is certainly appropriate for what we're doing. So we're going to start with S, secular. This is the easy stuff that we talk about all the time anyway because of our shared passions and our interests. We're going to talk about how's your training going? What races have you done? How did they go? What's next on your calendar? Or gear. What bike are you racing? What wheels are you using? What kind of shoes do you like? Those things that we just talk about because we love endurance sports. So we're going to move from secular to H, their home life. And here we're going to move to relationships that matter to this person. How are they doing as a parent, or as a spouse, or a son or daughter? Those key relationships. So we're going to talk about home life. From there, we're going to move to attitudes, A. And here we're moving to how does this person feel about things? And certainly could bridge off of their home life. How are things going as a husband or a parent? What are your joys? What are your struggles? What are your attitudes about those things? Maybe current events in that person's life or in your community or maybe even in the world. As we think about attitudes, though, I would encourage you maybe to avoid some of your hot button topics, some of the things we get on a soapbox about sometimes. Remember, if we're talking to a non-believer or somebody who's not following Jesus in every area of their life, they're going to have a different opinion than you, likely on things like the definition of marriage or whether we should protect unborn babies, things like that. And so there's a time and place to talk about that as people follow Jesus, and we can share what the Bible teaches about those things. But on the front end, those might just be kind of divisive things that could turn our discussion into an argument, and honestly, they're just a distraction. And so just be wise about things like that. So we're going to move from attitude to religion. And religion is a chance where we're going to just ask some questions about how does this person feel about spiritual things? Do they have a faith? Do they believe in God? What is their history about that through their family? What do they think now? And just a chance to see how do they feel about spiritual things? What's their experience? And maybe even build some common bonds that we can bridge on later. So what is their experience? Last, we go to E, eternal life. And this is where we're going to ask for permission to share our faith story, what we feel, what we believe about spiritual matters. And of course, in our life, this is going to be, what was our life like before we met Christ? How, when, and what led up to us finally deciding to follow Jesus? And what's our life been like since that time? Basically, this is our testimony. And we'll talk maybe more about testimonies in future Equippers, but this is a chance for us to share a brief gospel message, and our hope is that this discussion is going to open up other spiritual dialogue that may result in sharing the complete gospel. And again, a chance to share our faith. And so again, there's the sequence. Share, secular, home life, attitudes, religion, eternal life. Again, nothing magical here, but a roadmap to help you as you're discussing things with your training partners or at a race or maybe your neighbor in the backyard over a barbecue. And as you do this, I'm going to encourage you not to see this as some kind of formula of how to get from the things that aren't important to the things that are important, but really to see this as a way to learn about people, a way to demonstrate that you genuinely care about them, and then an opportunity for you to share about what's most important in your life. And I promise you, if you have a few of these conversations in the second half of your season, you're going to be well on your way to winning at what matters most in 2017. God bless you as you go do this.
All the Christian soldiers